This is CZ 2075 Rami, 1000 plus round review. Let's hit the range. The CZ Rami is a single-action, double-action, subcompact pistol based on the CZ75 line of firearms. It has an aluminum alloy frame and a steel slide. It is 4.7 inches high, 1.3 inches wide, 6.5 inches long, and weighs in at 25.9 ounces without the magazine. Now in 9mm, depending on where you lived, this gun came with either a 14 round and a 10 round magazine or two 10-round magazines. The gun uses a short recoil action and has a 3-inch cold hammer forged floating barrel. This gun is sold as a concealed carry gun, so it has the low profile controls to match. Now the version I have is the safety version, which I do not really prefer the safety itself, but I do prefer the safety version because it has fewer springs in the sear cage and a smoother trigger as a result. The decocker version of this gun typically came with night sights. The safety version I have has a 3-dot sights on it. As you can see, I have left the rear sight, the stock rear sight. The front sight I have replaced with a Dawson fiber optic high visibility front sight. It's probably better suited for target shooting, though it works perfect on this gun. Now here's a shot of what that side picture looks like. And I'll also point out that's a red or green filament. I have the green one in this gun. Now the trigger on the CZ Rami I would call is the typical duty CZ hammer-fired trigger. Now here's the numbers off my stock 40 cal version. The double action trigger is approximately 6 pounds 10 ounces off my gauge, and the single action would be 3 pounds 10 ounces off my gauge. And again, this is the 40 cal version, but they're basically the same other than caliber. Now a nice thing about the Rami is that it is a very customizable gun, just like many of the other CZ products. The Rami I'm shooting here today, I have put a CZ combat trigger in, which allows you to adjust the over travel and the take up on it. I have also replaced the stock hammer with a race hammer and the stock hammer spring with a 12-pound hammer spring. Those things combined, along with some slight polishing of the internals, have my double action trigger at 5 pounds and my single action trigger at 2 pounds 10 ounces, which was about as aggressive as I wanted to get on this gun in that regard. Now to give you an idea on size comparison for grip size with and without the 10 or 14 round magazine, we're using a standard Swiss Army knife measurement for size comparison here. This is the 10 round magazine installed in the gun with the Swiss Army knife next to it to give you a scale. And now here's the gun with the 14 round extended magazine with the same Swiss Army knife. And while we're at it, we might as well show you our top down view for comparison, which I have highlighted in yellow and red, the length difference to easily see that, and then we'll give you a from the back view so you can kind of see the grip difference in that regard as well. Now let's hit the range and do a little more shooting. Alright, so we're to the point in the video where I'm going to narrate over the top of some shooting to distract you from the shotgun pattern that I shoot, while giving you my overall thoughts on the gun. Now you could say the Rami is on my short list of favorite guns, because it is. It's a very good gun, and I very much enjoy shooting it. And I feel like I shoot it a lot better than I represent in this part of the video. Back when I got this gun a few years ago, there were days we'd go to the range and put 500 rounds or more through them, doing Rami shooting contests, just to see who could shoot their Rami better. And this gun, it has never missed a beat for me. It's performed without fail, even with the modifications I've done with it. Now with the factory sights, I don't think the accuracy was very remarkable. I think it was just sort of average. Though with the target sight that I put on there, I think the accuracy on this gun is actually now very good. Far superior than what I show in that 15-yard shot. Now The Rami has a reputation of being a heavy, thick beast, and really it is. And while it is a thick, heavy beast, compared to things like the CZ Compact, the P01, the PCR, the Rami is actually the shorter, narrower, lighter gun of what CZ offered across those lines. Now, because it is in the 75 family, it can use the magazines of its larger brothers. However, they cannot use its mag, so keep that in mind. A lot of people are going to gravitate towards the 14-round magazines on this gun. I think if you're buying it as a concealed carry gun, you might want to actually consider the 10-round magazines, because it is definitely more concealable in that setup. Now, one of the questions a lot of people are going to have is, why should I buy the Rami when I can go buy something like a SIG P365 or a Springfield Hellcat that's a smaller, lighter gun in the same caliber that has a significant capacity advantage in some cases? Now, and I think all those things are definitely advantages for those guns, though I do think that extra size and mass on this Rami are actually a very big benefit to it, and let me show you what I mean. I'm going to show you a slow-mo clip here of the RDP Hellcat with its compensator, and we'll see if we can tell if there's a recoil difference between that and the slow-mo clip of the Rami. Now, it might not have been as obvious in those clips as it is when shooting these two guns, the advantage the Rami has in terms of felt recoil. That thickness and extra mass this gun has help it really absorb recoil well and make it a gun that's easy to hold on to and control, not only in your first shot, but also your follow-up shots after that. Now, the clip I'm going to end with is a follow-up from one that's in the Glock 48 video that we previously posted, where at the end of the day I did 10 shots with each gun I was shooting that day at the head of the silhouette target at 27 yards, as fast as I could fire but be comfortable feeling like I was back on target. I didn't circle the holes or anything for your benefit, but if you watch you can see where the impacts are on this one. And in my opinion, of the 3 guns I shot that day and did this, I think the Rami actually won. And it had, I think, an inch or more less barrel than the other guns that I shot. Would be the quote smallest gun that I shot that day, and I think it actually carried the day. And a lot of that I think just goes to show how well this Rami can do, especially if you practice with it, which I need to practice with it more again. You do miss not having the pinky grip on here, I think. I hope you found that video useful, and as always, have a good day.